Baseball is one of my favorite sports, and I'm very sad that this year, because of coronavirus, there is no baseball season, at least yet. We all know of Babe Ruth as one of the greatest and most famous baseball players who ever played. He had, I think he's second or third on the all-time home run list, and he said something pretty amazing. He said, "Every strikeout brings me that much closer to my next home run." He had 714 home runs in his entire career, which is amazing. So he's known for being a home run hitter. But what you might not have known about Babe Ruth is that he was a huge striker-outer. He struck out a ton of times. And he said, every strikeout that I get, every failure basically, brings me that much closer to my next home run. That's the kind of thing a winner says. But I'm actually not here to talk about Babe Ruth. I'm here to talk about Yogi Berra a little bit. He was a great catcher in baseball, but he's mostly known for the things that he said. He had some pretty crazy, funny, nonsense quotes, but a couple of them have tidbits of truth in them. Here's a quote from Yogi Berra. He said, "When you come to a fork in the road, take it." And maybe he didn't say that, maybe he just popularized it, but who cares? He said, when you come to a fork in the road, a fork is a spot in the road that splits. He said, take it. Now that's funny because you can't take a fork. You have to know which of the roads of the fork to take. But I want to say that Yogi Berra had something going. He had a little bit of truth in there because every single day of our lives, I think, is kind of like a fork. And we've got to decide every moment of every day almost, which way am I going to go? Am I going to go to the left or am I going to go to the right? I'm going to take the fork, but which of the roads of the fork am I going to take? So my main and only really my only point to you today is to help you remember that each one of us at this very moment has a choice to make. You have a choice. You made a choice to watch this video. You're going to be making a choice to do about what to do after you close this video, how you're going to study. You're going to make a choice about how to speak to your mother or father or your siblings. You're going to make a choice about how to live your life. Every part of your day has a choice in it. So my encouragement is to you, which fork are you going to take? Here's what I mean. When you come to a point at which you have something to do next, you can do it really well, or try to do it really well, or you can do it badly, which could be classified as just not really caring. You can do it one way well, or you can do it another way poorly. You don't really have a choice. It's one or the other. Now you might say, I can just kind of do it sort of both well and poorly, just kind of mediocre, but that's actually the poorly. Remember that Christ says, whatever you do it with all your heart because I've given you that job to do. When you choose how you're going to do something, it takes time. You have to practice good habits on how to speak, how to study, how to make decisions, how to plan your life. So you're going to fail, you're going to mess up. But what I want to encourage you with is just be conscious of the fact that you are making a decision. It is a conscious choice. How are you going to perform that action? Which fork are you going to take? And maybe the last thing I'll say is that all human beings are creatures of habit. We can't get away from that. We love habit, we love routine because it's the way God wired us. So we talk about good habits and bad habits. Bad habits are the kinds of things that you just naturally do. Sometimes a good habit can be natural, but usually it's a bad habit that we just sort of slide into. It feels good, but it has bad results. We're creatures of habit. We can't help but slide into some bad habits. But we can also train ourselves to develop really good habits. And that's what I want to encourage you with today. Set goals for yourself. Do little things every day, even if they seem a little bit meaningless, so that you're building that muscle in yourself that's working on the good habit side of things. Why? Well, because the more good habits you build, the more little tiny unimportant things you do well every day, the more that's training you to take the correct fork in the road. It's training you every moment of every day to do the right thing. Are you going to go the wrong way sometimes? You better believe it. Every single day you are. But you can reorient yourself. There's another fork of the road up ahead that will take you back to the right road if you're paying attention, if you're trying hard, if you're seeking the Lord's guidance. But remember that God deals in really practical terms, which means that He likes us to take responsibility for our own actions. He likes us to make to-do lists. He likes us to think in little details. He likes us to try again. Do the next thing. Be faithful. Everything matters. So just remember that. What you're doing now, in this moment, isn't a throwaway. It's not as though some sort of big epiphany of greatness is going to happen in your life sometime down the road. It's not as though some great disaster is going to happen to you all of a sudden down the road. No, it's happening right now in little baby steps towards the good or in little baby steps toward the not so good. So which direction are you going? If you're going in the not so good way, just reorient yourself. Keep on training yourself. If you're going in the good direction, keep on doing that. Keep thanking God for His goodness to you. When you come to that fork in the road, take it. Just make it the right fork, guys. Good luck. It's still such a pleasure being with you in this online learning environment. Keep up the good work. Keep being faithful, and God will be with you.